So Andrea, are you ready to bring the contestants back out here for the preliminary swimsuit competition?
I am ready. Let's start.
We begin with Albania. Creativity is Ina's passion, and she expresses it through art. This 27-year-old held her first painting exhibition at the National Albanian Historic Museum to encourage young people to pursue their talents. Albania.
Argentina. Julieta was a ballet dancer for 12 years and is passionate about the performing arts. This international model volunteers with an organization that provides shelter and support to those struggling with addiction. Argentina.
Armenia. Nane is Chief Operating Officer for an international foundation. This 24-year-old animal lover doesn't wear any clothing made with fur and considers it her top priority to continually develop her mind, soul, and body. Armenia.
Aruba. Tesali has a communications degree and is currently a social media manager for a marketing company. This 27-year-old is a vocal mental health advocate and recently joined a youth empowerment program. Aruba.
Daria is a 27-year-old and currently working towards her master's in psychotherapy. This postgraduate student and trained dancer is simultaneously working as a career advisor for a number of leading universities. Australia.
Bahrain. Manar is a 25-year-old fashion, beauty, and lifestyle influencer. She hopes to inspire the next generation of women to be more comfortable in their own skin and embrace all the flaws that make them unique. Bahrain.
Cadiz is a former hairstylist and award-winning hair designer. This 24-year-old lost her mother at an early age and felt hopeless until she and her siblings were adopted from an African orphanage when she was 10. Belgium.
Bolivia. Naomi is a 20-year-old model and activist studying industrial and system engineering. 4 years ago, this kickboxer and trained ballet dancer studied abroad in Hamburg, Germany. Bolivia.
Brazil. Teresa hopes to one day create a place where vulnerable women can go to get free access to psychological help. As a teen, this 23-year-old sustainability advocate lived in the United States as part of an exchange program. Brazil.
British Virgin Islands. Saria currently works at a funeral home but plans to become a child psychologist in the future. After watching video tutorials during the COVID-19 lockdown, this 18-year-old learned how to do her own makeup. British Virgin Islands.
Bulgaria. 21-year-old Elena is a trained actress who is currently studying public relations. To reduce her carbon footprint, this aspiring journalist has started walking more and using her car less. Bulgaria.
Cambodia. Maradi speaks 3 languages and works on television productions to help fund for her studies. This 22-year-old dancer helps raise funds to support a children's non-profit that gives hygiene supplies to those in need. Cambodia.
Cameroon. Growing up with a single mother, Michelle Agwange suffered from financial instability. Now 25, she launched an academy that empowers Cameroonian girls to tap into their inner potential to find happiness. Cameroon.
Canada. Tamara is a licensed real estate broker with plans to open her own brokerage in the near future. This well-traveled 27-year-old linguistic speaks 6 languages and has been to over 30 countries. Canada.
Cayman Islands. Just 18, Georgina is passionate about giving back to her community and works to raise awareness for mental health issues and suicidal ideation. Her creative outlets include rock climbing and gardening. Cayman Islands.
Chile. Antonia has been playing the violin since she was 5, and she enjoys sculpting with polymer clay and sand in her spare time. This 26-year-old's love for the environment led her to become an organic beekeeper. Chile.
Let's welcome back our first group of 16 contestants for one more look. Albania, Argentina,
Armenia. Aruba. Australia.
Bahrain,
Belgium.
Bolivia,
Brazil.
British Virgin Islands,
Bulgaria.
Cambodia,
Cameroon.
Canada,
Cayman Islands.
and Chile.
We begin Group 2 with China. Xu Ying believes environmental protection should be a top priority. This 21-year-old world traveler says improving air and water quality is vital because protecting our Earth is a global issue. China.
Colombia. 27-year-old Valeria wants to become her country's Minister of Education one day. In 2018, San Andreas Island recognized her as Person of the Year for her social and environmental work. Colombia.
Costa Rica. Valeria is a law student who also works as a financial advisor and model. This 28-year-old future attorney and psychologist feels that women supporting other women will one day create a better generation. Costa Rica.
Croatia. 20-year-old Aura speaks Croatian, Russian, and English. She's won numerous national medals as a pro volleyball player and says her biggest struggle to date has been juggling school and sports. Croatia.
Curaçao. 28-year-old Shari Angela wrote a women's empowerment book called Release Your Amazon. She has a popular fashion blog and founded her own e-commerce company as a side business while studying law. Curaçao.
Czech Republic. Carolina studied hospitality management at a university in Prague and currently runs her own fashion brand. This 25-year-old entrepreneur is also an athlete and played professional basketball for 9 years. Czech Republic.
Denmark. 28-year-old Sara works in the legal department at a Danish university, but aspires to get her MBA and start her own business. She is an advocate for animal rights and often volunteers at shelters. Denmark.
Dominican Republic. Debbie's father served for 13 years in the Israel Defense Forces. This bicultural 28-year-old entrepreneur has a technical degree in fashion and dressmaking and enjoys trading stocks in her spare time. Dominican Republic.
Ecuador. Susie is a lawyer and second-year med student. This 24-year-old is passionate about defending the rights of women and animals, but her ultimate goal is to become an ophthalmologist. Ecuador.
El Salvador. Alejandra founded an organization that helps stop the spread of misinformation about the asexual community. In her spare time, this 25-year-old enjoys recreating famous works of art with embroidery, including those by Monet and Van Gogh. El Salvador.
Equatorial Guinea. Martina is a 19-year-old university student majoring in petrochemical engineering. She has been playing basketball for 3 years and volunteers as a caregiver for the elderly at a nursing home. Equatorial Guinea.
Finland. Essie graduated from university earlier this year, writing her thesis on influencer marketing. This 23-year-old entrepreneur started an online business 2 years ago and enjoys acting and ice swimming in her free time. Finland.
France. Clemens is getting her master's degree in art history. This 24-year-old spends her free time salsa dancing and says her dream is to write, host, and produce a TV show about culture and history. France.
Germany. Hannah is just 19, but has already traveled to 18 countries. She's currently studying at an acting academy, but her greatest ambition is to have an animal rescue to save homeless dogs. Germany.
Ghana. Sylvia is a wedding event planner who hopes to get married in space one day. This 27-year-old competed in her national pageant to help create awareness and raise funds for breast cancer research. Ghana.
Great Britain. Emma founded a campaign called #DrawTheLine, empowering women through self-defense and conflict management. This 23-year-old ballroom dancer aspires to become an international model and author. Great Britain. Give it up for our second group of 16 contestants. China,
Colombia,
Costa Rica,
Croatia,
Curacao,
Czech Republic,
Ecuador,
El Salvador,
Equatorial Guinea,
Finland,
France,
Germany,
Ghana,
and Great Britain. Moving on to Group 3, please welcome Greece. 21-year-old Sofia studied at the Merchant Marine Academy and hopes to be a ship captain one day. In her spare time, this model enjoys Latin dancing and watching movies with friends. Greece.
Guatemala. Chronic childhood malnutrition is a big issue in Dania's country, so she's developing strategies to help fix the problem. This 24-year-old law student owns a restaurant focused on healthy food concepts. Guatemala.
Haiti. Pascal graduated cum laude with degrees in health education and nursing. At 28, she's a maternity nurse by specialization, but has spent the past 2 years working the front lines of the COVID pandemic. Haiti.
Honduras. 28-year-old Rose is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in business administration. She's a 4-time national champion volleyball player and runs a business baking and selling coconut bread in her spare time. Honduras.
Hungary. 20-year-old Jasmine is a model who has been seen on the Vogue runway and featured in Harper's Bazaar magazine. She speaks 6 different languages and studied both karate and ballet for over 5 years. Hungary.
Iceland. After losing a loved one to suicide, Elisa speaks to school children and young adults about depression and anxiety. This well-traveled 27-year-old dancer and choreographer has visited over 20 countries. Iceland.
India. Harness draws inspiration from her mother, who broke generations of patriarchy to become a successful gynecologist. This 21-year-old is now an advocate for women's rights to education and freedom of choice. India.
Ireland. Catherine began playing hockey and tennis when she was 5 and eventually excelled at both sports at her university. Now 27, she started a social media campaign to raise awareness of the threat of violence towards women. Ireland.
Israel. Noah is in the process of developing an interior design app. As the CEO and product manager of the business, this 22-year-old entrepreneur recruited developers and plans to launch her creation soon. Israel.
Italy. Caterina is an ambassador for a non-profit organization that helps women who are the victims of violence. This 23-year-old Latin dancer has a degree in primary education and also works as a runway coach. Italy.
Jamaica. Diana is a 22-year-old esthetician who hopes to operate a full-service medical spa in the near future. The serial entrepreneur is an investor in a pizza restaurant, and she helps operate and maintain 3 rental properties. Jamaica.
Japan. Juri is a multilingual 26-year-old who was recently accepted into a prestigious MBA program. This aspiring social entrepreneur is thriving despite being diagnosed with an academic disability a few years ago. Japan.
Kazakhstan. Aziza is a well-known blogger with hundreds of thousands of social media followers. Growing up, this 27-year-old was an international folk dancer, but has been focused on modern ballet for the past decade or so. Kazakhstan.
Kenya. Roshanara is the founder of an e-commerce store, and she occasionally does business development work for a law firm. This 28-year-old has traveled the world as an international runway and editorial model. Kenya.
Korea. Jisoo was the youngest student ever accepted into the Hamburg Musical Stage School in Germany. In 5 years, this 23-year-old singer and actress hopes to be teaching music to young children. Korea.
Kosovo. Skurtesa is a human rights advocate who collaborates with organizations that help victims of trafficking. This bilingual 19-year-old is a fashionista and model whose hobbies include meditation, reading, and yoga. Kosovo. Please welcome back our third group of 16 contestants. Greece,
Guatemala.
Haiti,
Honduras.
Hungary,
Iceland.
India,
Ireland.
Israel,
Italy.
Jamaica,
Japan.
Kazakhstan,
Kenya.
Korea.
And Kosovo. Kicking off Group 4 is Laos. 27-year-old Tonga is an entrepreneur who owns and operates a modeling agency. She enjoys working with the elderly and volunteers for an organization that seeks to reduce poverty in her country. Laos.
Malta. 26-year-old Jade has been a primary school teacher for the past 5 years. With a passion for arts, she's been singing for 9 years, has studied jazz dance for over a decade, and has acted in several local productions. Malta.
Mauritius. 26-year-old Anne Muriel teaches art and design and humanities at a secondary school in her country. She hopes to be a successful politician one day, inspiring businesses to give better opportunities to women. Mauritius.
Mexico. In 2019, Deborah was named Influencer of the Year in her hometown. This 25-year-old social project called One Purpose has inspired and connected marginalized people to develop a more united community. Mexico.
Morocco. Qatar has worked with various associations that advocate for distribution of goods and education to those in need. This 22-year-old songwriter believes climate change is the defining issue of her generation. Morocco.
Namibia. Chelsea was named after the late Chelsea Smith, who was crowned Miss Universe in Namibia in 1995. This 24-year-old international model was inspired by her namesake to compete for the crown this year. Namibia.
Nepal. As a result of her childhood interest in medicine and technology, Suhita pursued and graduated with a degree in biomedical engineering. Now, 28, she works as a technology consultant for a Fortune 500 company. Nepal.
Netherlands. Julia's goal is to create an empowering talk show to help women overcome their insecurities. In 2018, this 25-year-old started working in the entertainment industry and recently landed a role in a Netflix series. Netherlands.
Nicaragua. 26-year-old Allison wants to be able to communicate with everyone, so she is learning sign language. She earned a college scholarship in graphic design and enjoys belly dancing in her free time. Nicaragua.
Nigeria. 28-year-old Maristella is a model and international flight attendant. This childhood education advocate has visited over 50 countries thanks to her job, which she says has vastly improved her communication skills. Nigeria.
Norway. Due to her love of animals and the environment, Nora has been a pescatarian for 6 years. This 23-year-old started an organization to raise awareness and funds for those affected by mental health challenges. Norway.
Panama. Brenda is a public speaker who travels the world to facilitate conversations rooted in equality and intersectionality. A human rights fellow at the United Nations, this 27-year-old was once named one of the 100 most influential people of African descent. Panama.
Paraguay. Nadia was born with congenital torticollis, a neck issue that required multiple surgeries and presented a series of symptoms when she was young. Now 22, she's a well-traveled international model who speaks 4 languages. Paraguay.
Peru. Yeli hopes to work in the music industry or become a cartoon voiceover artist in the future. This 27-year-old singer was a member of an all-girl pop band growing up and recorded a couple of hit songs in her country. Peru.
Philippines. Beatrice's greatest ambition is to become a life coach. This 26-year-old is a proud bisexual who experienced insecurities coming out of her shell. So she wants to share the value of overcoming fears. Philippines.
Poland. Ugata is a music school graduate who spent half of her life playing the piano. This 25-year-old extreme sports fanatic was once invited to perform a solo concert at the National Philharmonic in Łódź. Poland. Here's one more look at our fourth group of 16 contestants, starting with Laos,
Malta,
Mauritius,
Mexico,
Morocco,
Namibia,
Nepal,
Netherlands,
Nicaragua,
Nigeria,
Norway,
Panama,
Paraguay,
Peru,
Philippines.
and Poland. We begin our fifth and final group with Portugal. Aurita has an honors degree in nursing, but soon discovered that fashion is her true passion. She's a 27-year-old image consultant and personal shopper who has worked as a freelance stylist for Vogue and GQ. Portugal.
Puerto Rico. Michelle is currently working towards her bachelor's degree in science with a double major in biology and pre-med. Just 21, she remains balanced through meditation and bomba, a traditional dance in her country. Puerto Rico.
Romania. Carmina is a professional model and radio host. Just 20, this accomplished singer and advocate for universal healthcare access is making it her mission to lead by example and empower other young women. Romania.
Russia. Raulina was awarded a grant to study at Moscow University and is currently a student at two schools, working towards degrees in advertisement and public relations and law. This 22-year-old's motto is, no struggle equals no progress. Russia.
Singapore. 21-year-old Nandita is a student in a double degree program studying business management and information systems. One day, she hopes to leverage technology to reduce the impact of human activity on the environment. Singapore.
Slovak Republic. Veronica is a 26-year-old real estate agent with a degree in international business. She stands 6'2" without heels and is passionate about cooking, spending time with her family, and golfing. Slovak Republic.
South Africa. Lalela is a 24-year-old ballet dancer and part-time model. She has a law degree and is using her voice and platform to inspire others to empower themselves through entrepreneurship. South Africa.
Spain. Sara is an ocean advocate who teaches children about recycling methods to address marine pollution in the Mediterranean and Western Africa. This 23-year-old plans to eventually create her own environmental nonprofit for women. Spain.
Sweden. Moe's biggest passion in life is traveling the world to experience new cultures. This 26-year-old started an online life coaching business and hopes to raise enough money to open her own hostel in Asia one day. Sweden.
Thailand. Actually initiated a campaign on social media to tackle constructed beauty standards and the prejudice that accompanies them. This 22-year-old wants to help bring a fresh perspective of beauty to the world. Thailand.
The Bahamas. In 2017, Chantel co-founded the Leading Ladies Project, an organization prioritizing the education of unprivileged girls. Now 27, she's a runway choreographer and certified etiquette coach. The Bahamas.
Turkey. Cemre Naz is a 23-year-old professional volleyball player who enjoys skiing and swimming in her spare time. She is currently studying management engineering at a university in Istanbul, Turkey.
Ukraine. Hannah is an active blogger who provides psychological help to victims of domestic violence, something she experienced herself. This 27-year-old plans to write a book about self-love one day. Ukraine.
USA. 23-year-old TV reporter Elle is a chapter leader for the National Cervical Cancer Coalition. This amateur photographer played piano for 7 years, studying under her mother, who is a classically trained pianist. USA.
Vietnam. Venezuela. Luisette is a 25-year-old spokesperson for HIV/AIDS prevention, education, and gender equality. This communications major and acting student who recently starred in her first television series. Venezuela.
Vietnam. Kim Du-yen proudly co-founded the Spreading the Love Foundation, aiming to assist disadvantaged students who wish to pursue their education. One day, this 26-year-old plans to own a real estate company. Vietnam. Put your hands together for our last group of 16 contestants, including Portugal,
Puerto Rico,
Romania,
Russia,
Singapore,
Slovak Republic,
South Africa,
Spain,
Sweden,
Thailand,
the Bahamas,
Turkey,
Ukraine,
USA,
Venezuela,
and Vietnam.
That brings us to the end of tonight's swimsuit competition.